Are you available and single? Because they're not the same thing. So let's get into it. I always ask people, are you available and single? And for some reason, people think that it's a trick question, but it's not a trick question. I want to know, are you available and are you single? And the reason why is because some people are single, meaning that they are not in a committed relationship, but they're not available. And the reason why they're not available is because they have all this casual dating and situationships and entanglements going on with other people. So even though they're single, so to speak, right? They're not available. They're not available, for a long-term relationship. They're not available for something serious because they have to get out of all this other stuff before they can be available, right? And so when I ask this question, are you single and available? People really do think that I'm kidding, right? But I'm not kidding, because I found that a lot of people are single, but they're not ready for long term because they're already in these casual relationships of some sort with other people. And then you have these people, right, who are available, right? They make themselves available to people, but they're not really single. They are already attached to someone else. Maybe they're separated, maybe they're going through some things, or maybe hell, they just already in a committed relationship, but they feel the need to, still date other people so that they can see what's out there and just trying to have fun, and I'm not talking about open relationships. I'm talking about people who are like tipping and towing out there when they shouldn't be, but they want to be, right? It's like maybe they didn't have enough single life when they were younger, so now they want to have single life today, right? But they're not really available. So that's why I asked this question, are you single and available? And the thing about it is that, as a matchmaker, as a person who does, coaching and stuff like that, I want to know, are you single and are you available? Because at the end of the day, when I'm trying to match people, I really do want people who are available to be able to, date someone, get to know someone, build something with someone, and not someone who's attached to someone else. Now, and then there's this question that I like to ask people. So just because you think that that you're single and available, right? I always ask this question: does someone believe that they are in a relationship with you? Meaning that just because you feel like you're single and you're available doesn't mean that someone else doesn't have claims on you. They're like, this is my person, this is my partner, this is the person I'm seeing. They're telling everybody in the world that you're the person they're with, right? But yet you are telling everybody that you're single and available, right? So that's another thing. It's like, I always ask people that, is there someone out there who thinks that they're in a relationship with you? Because like all of these situationships, all of these casual relationships, all of these entanglements that are happening, somebody in the mix of all that thinks that they're in a relationship with someone. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but the person on the other side may really think that they're in a relationship with you versus you thinking that, this is just a situation I'm in and it doesn't really mean anything to me. It's just something casual. Well, the other person, you need to make sure that they feel the same way that you feel, or maybe they think it's more than what it is because you really haven't defined things, right? And that's another gray area too when it comes to, are you available and are you single? A lot of times these days, people aren't defining relationships. It's like, we're just going to go with the flow. We're going to see how it goes. We're going to see what happens, let's just, keep it, the way it is until we decide, what it really is, what it really looks like, right? And that's another issue. Whereas like, are you really single and are you really available? Because of the fact that people aren't defining relationships, and people seem to be cool with that. People seem to be okay with not defining anything. Let's just see how it goes, right? Let's just go with the flow. Let me tell y'all, if you don't figure out, and I'm not saying it has to be day one, day two, or a week one or week two, but at some point in time, you need to figure out, what are we doing? What is this? Where are we going? Are we going anywhere? Hell, I mean, maybe not, but you need to figure that out, because that way when the question comes up, are you single and available? Because I'm going to tell you, I had someone tell me, yes, I'm single, but hell, they definitely weren't available but they were definitely, so to speak, single. And I personally, let me just be honest with y'all, I don't know how you can be single and not be available, right? So if you're attached to someone or they're attached to you, regardless of whether or not it's a situationship or an entanglement or a casual relationship, that doesn't really, in my mind, make you single. And it doesn't make you available. So until you cut off all the stuff, right? All the stuff that's out there, then to me, you're not available. And you're not really single. I mean, regardless of whether or not you want to call it a casual relationship or a long-term relationship or a permanent relationship or whatever the you want to call it, it doesn't really matter because you're still attached to someone, right? So I would say, like, for y'all out there that are trying to date, you're trying to get to know people, ask both questions. Are you single and are you available? And then on top of that, ask, the person, is there anyone out there that thinks they're in a relationship with you, even if you don't think you're in a relationship with them? So let's just say, it's as simple as that. Are you single? Are you available? Does anyone think they're in a relationship with you? Because I want to know before I get, before I dip my toe into this pond of, are you single? Are you available?